Greetings everyone. This is a special episode where we will talk about the history as it unfolded during 1971 in the month of March. This is a special month for Bangladesh, and here we have amongst us two old friends who were part of the living history in 1971, and they have now met after 46 years. I have with me Brigadier General R.P. Singh and Barrister Amirul Islam, who met during 1971, and we are going to listen to you and reminisce history and how the events unfolded during that time. Thank you for being here. So this is a special month, R.P. Singh.
Quite right.
And would you like to share with us?
First of all, I'd like to tell the audience here that it's a great privilege for me to be sitting with Barrister Amirul Islam, because he was one of the founder members of the Mujibnagar government. He played a very significant role during the freedom struggle, during those 9 black or dark months. So sir, it's a privilege to be with you.
Well, the same here, and it's wonderful to meet you after 46 years. The first time that we came in contact was in Siliguri.
Sir.
While I think it was 9th of April that we were enjoying the hospitality of Mr. Gulak Majumdar in the BSF rest house in the midst of a very beautiful forest area.
What was your designation at the time, and where were you posted, and what officer were you serving?
I was a young captain of 2 years service, because in the Indian Army one can be promoted after 2 years service in the field area. And 20th of March, Indian Army had got instructions to be deployed on the border, that is India East Pakistan border at that time, to reinforce the BOPs of the BSF, because during wartime it is set drill in the Indian Army that the regular troops take over the command of the BSF, but we were in the BSF uniform only at the time, and that's how I got involved on the 26th March itself, when the independence was declared here, but I didn't know about it. And on that night in the Rangpur sector, nothing much was happening, except there were flares being fired by the Pakistan Army and some firing in the distant ground, I noticed. Next day morning I went to the battalion headquarters and I was told that Pakistan Army had cracked down, but the picture is hazy so far. In the meantime, I came to my company headquarters, and there I switched on the BBC and All India Radio. Both said that there's something has happened, but the details are not known. That's what the first introduction of mine with the Liberation War was.
May I now invite you to perhaps give us a background as to what led our first Prime Minister and yourself to cross over to Siliguri from the beginning of March.
On the 1st of March, we are all poised with the idea of finally confirming the draft constitution for Pakistan on the basis of 6 points and having autonomy of Bangladesh. And that draft was prepared by us, the instance and under the guidance of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. As we are about to present the draft to be approved, and that very moment there was a radio announcement saying that General Yahya Khan has postponed the meeting to be scheduled to be held for the Constituent Assembly on 25th March, has been indefinitely adjourned, and that was the turning point. And as the whip of the party, I was already instructed by Bangabandhu to arrange the meeting to be scheduled and be ready in the Purbani Hotel of both the houses, both of the Constituent Assembly members as well as the members of this Pakistan Assembly, to be held in the morning. So we are scheduled to go from the Puranapolitan office of Awami League to that parliamentary party meeting. So we immediately rushed to the parliamentary party meeting, and by the time that we went to the main road, it was already filled by the crowded people, and they're saying, so Bir Bangali Ostro Dhoro, Bangladesh Shadhin Koro, Tomar Amar ঠিকানা Podda Meghna Jomuna. Then saying Pindi na Dhaka, Dhaka, Dhaka. So that was the slogan, and the people came on the streets, and we had difficulties even to approach the Purbani Hotel, but we got down. So I then rushed to Bangabandhu, and I drafted 2 resolutions on my book, a bounded book I had, and there I composed one resolution condemning Ahia's postponement and the manner and the way
Almost a treachery, wasn't it?
Treachery, that's treachery, and that treacherous
It was
act,
actually part of the conspiracy, sir.
that's treacherous act. So then I made another resolution, which is very important, significant, said that from now onwards, all the powers of the House, joint meeting of the Joint House, confers entire power on their behalf to Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and whatever decision in this situation will be taken by Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman will be deemed to have been taken on behalf of this House. So that 2 resolutions, I showed it to Bangabandhu, he approved, and then it was acclaimed by everyone with the clapping of their hands.
And this is the elected representative 167 out of 169
Plus the members of the Assembly, East Pakistan Assembly.
Okay.
Provincial Assembly.
So the overwhelming majority were present.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. That is very significant for those who are listening today.
In
There was
fact,
an unanimous resolution.
that was the beginning.
passed.
There was a conspiracy, and in fact there is a little bit background. I'll give you, take a minute or so. The military junta did not think that the Bangabandhu will get such a big majority, such a outstanding majority in a democratic country. They never dreamt. They were popping up the 3 factions of the Awami League. Money was being given by the ISI and the IB, and they were told that, and they thought that Bhutto will be emerge as a single largest party chief, and as far as Awami League was concerned, their maximum calculation was about 200 seats.
So do you want to share with us the 3 fractions of the Pakistan Muslim League, was it?
You see, what had happened is that after the dictatorship of Sheikh Mr. Ayub Khan, General Ayub Khan, these political parties were dismembered. Only organization which was intact in whole of Pakistan was Awami League. Others were factionalized. With the aid of government, they were making the people to fight with each other. So at that time there was PMLQ, that is Qayyum, PML S Saeed, and PML Daultana, that was on the individual names. So money was given to them by ISA and IB, crores of rupees, takas were given at that particular time, and they wanted to win them, and then they thought that Bhutto may emerge as the single largest party chairman. So they will rotate the Prime Minister's chair as it was done by in the 50s and 40s and 50s by Skandar Mirza. That was the plan.
So it was a treachery through and through.
Treachery from day one. In fact, he was repenting that why the hell did he call the elections on the based on the universal adult franchise, because with that East Pakistan got majority. So that's how they were worried now what to do, and he thought that he'll be able to manage, but he couldn't manage.
Then what happened? This resolution was passed.
So then the country was mobilized, and the people are mobilized. So every day there was processions coming, there are hundreds of processions from Dhaka and outside areas coming. On the 3rd of March, there's a huge rally in Paltan Maidan, and Bangabandhu came and spoke there, and he said that I'll be addressing fully on the 7th of March. So on the 3rd of March, the decision was taken that he'll be holding the meeting at the Saradi Maidan, and there will be the clarion call.
Thank you. We have to go for a break now. Please stay with us. We'll come back soon after. Welcome back. We're going to dive straight in where we left off. So it will be a post facto condonement of the usurpation by the elected Constituent Assembly. What was going on in your country? Were people aware of things that were percolating up, the discontentment?
As far as India is concerned, in India after the Agartala conspiracy case, Bangabandhu had become almost, he got a lot of coverage in the papers daily. What he talked was published there, and the elections were very narrowly, closely followed by the Indian media. The victory was his photographs and all that, and celebrations were shown. And subsequently, the delaying tactics was also monitored by both by the media as well as by the government of India and intelligence agencies. Now, what had happened is that we were convinced by this time, by 1st of March, when it was postponed to 25th of March, that Bangabandhu will not become Prime Minister. Unfortunately, at that time, there were elections in India. Indira Gandhi had dissolved the parliament in November 1970 and ordered fresh elections. So, till 17th the elections were going on. However, as far as the army and intelligence agency setup was concerned, they were monitoring the whole thing, and that's how we will be coming subsequently on the 7th March. I will tell you that what happened behind the scenes at that particular time. But this is what the election was. People were alive, people were very sympathetic, because we were used to the democratic setup by then.
And then what happened?
Well, the 7th of March, that was another high post of our history. That was a meeting which was having about 1 million people all over the city almost, because people could not be contained in the Sawat Udyan alone, but also in the side roads and places. And then in that meeting, people from all walks of life came there. And Bangabandhu's speech, I think that is a very unique, the best ever that was delivered in the history anywhere in the liberation struggle. And that speech galvanized. From 7th of March, it became further reconfirmed to the extent that he said that ঘরে ঘরে দুর্গ গড়ে তোলো, তোমাদের কাছে যা কিছু আছে তাই নিয়ে শত্রু মোকাবেলা করো। আমি যদি হুকুম দেওয়ার নাও পারি, তোমাদের হাতে যা কিছু আছে তাই নিয়ে শত্রু মোকাবেলা করো। এবারের সংগ্রাম মুক্তির সংগ্রাম, এবারের সংগ্রাম স্বাধীনতার সংগ্রাম. So that's how we ended that. So the call and preparations is already there, that how that fight has to be organized and how that fight has to be culminated into the final victory of the people. So everything was in that particular speech and the call, and that I noticed that during the time that we did not have Bangabandhu's presence during the war, but having been interned in a Pakistan prison, he became more powerful than Mujib in presence, in person. All the instructions were followed to the letter in totality, and so therefore the compliance by the people of these instructions, compliance by all sections of the people, the secretariat of the government that is being run by Bangabandhu, when they will close, when they will open, what are the instructions that will go to the various authorities. And then we have also formed the nucleus of the police, nucleus of the civil service. So the police and civil service up to the Thana level, from the central level to Thana level. So we are controlling the entire administration of the country. And thereafter there is also.
Which dates would this be approximately?
Well, it was before 7th only.
Before the 7th.
Before 7th.
So already, people, as per the sense of legitimacy.
They were speaking in unison. All Bangladesh were speaking in unison behind Bangabandhu, and in fact, in India also we were listening to his speech, and because it was being repeated by All India Radio also. There was a channel at the broadcasting sort of system, Apar Bangla, Opar Bangla.
Epar Bangla, Opar Bangla.
So in that it was repeated, the whole thing was repeated time and again. Now another thing which happened on that day, people were expecting that he will declare independence on that day. But there were 3 reasons why he did not do that. Firstly, India, as I told you, that we were undergoing the elections. although Mrs. Indira Gandhi had formed a committee under DP Dhar to monitor the situation and help, I mean be prepared to help, but during the election she could not spend any time in that particular process. Second was that Mr. Farland, who was ambassador of USA to Pakistan, he rang up in the morning to Bangabandhu saying, please wait, things are coming and you will be satisfied. Before his speech itself, Bangabandhu was told by Yahya Khan himself, he rang him up and said, wait, I am coming, all your desires will be fulfilled, you don't have to worry. It was a ploy to hoodwink the people and to sort of build up the army, because at that time 7th March it was only one division, and by 25th March they had built up to 3.5 divisions. So that's the reason, and that's how it was a unism, and people one could hear on the border itself people shouting, and what the flags, Bangladesh flags were, I think invented on 7th only. When quickly they started unfurling the flag of Bangladesh on 7th of March. It was simultaneously put up by the student leaders and in the villages also.
So unfortunately we have to end today. So in the month of March, a significant month for Bangladesh, we have an honor and pleasure to present this special episode as a gift to the people of Bangladesh, particularly the young generation, because we still have today amongst us individuals and persons who remember what happened and who also carved the history in their own hands. Thank you very much.